G'day, fellas, and welcome to game number 2 of the semi-finals for Outback Octagon number 4. Today, we are on Mega Random Octagon, and isn't it lovely? Oh, isn't she lovely? Have a look at this. A single river somehow goes up and down the mountains. We're not gonna, look, we're not gonna worry about it. We're not going to worry too much about the physics of this river, but we are going to say, what a beautiful river. It separates the center of the map, divides the players, and despite that, they all decide to spawn on top of each other. It's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see. Oh, yeah. How do they do this? How do they do this? You've got an entire continent to share, fellas. You've got an entire continent all the way over here, and yet this is where you decide to call your home? Next to each other? You're that good of friends? Baltoon, Whammo 1 on the south, together with Marine Lord. Oh, Lord. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Can we talk about this, though? Interesting. Lucifron up here with Beasty. At least the dock with Beasty. Lucifron having a bit of trouble. 4 Vils over here. Looking for a place to call home. Let's talk. Ladies and gentlemen. In fact, let's not just talk. Oh. Let's talk a little bit later. We got a red on blue situation right now. Vill's back here. Oh, Baltoon going for the early stable. He may know the tech, but he knows it a little bit too late. You could do the early horsemen. You can cheese them. It's too late for it, though. Basically, what you want to do as the Golden Horde, I appreciate we haven't introduced our players yet, so we will get to that shortly, but the Golden Horde have the ability to cheese in the Dark Age, allowing them to drop a stable with all of their villagers, build a double set of early horsemen, and can immediately come out and put pressure on with early horsemen to any potential near neighbors. We saw a kill in the earlier game, not earlier semi-final, but earlier game last week, where there was a player eliminated before 3 minutes. And that's not like, oh, he gave up. No, like he died before 3 minutes because he was killed by the Golden Horde. Yeah, it's a real thing, and it can hurt you. Anyway, let's introduce our players today. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a bit of an interesting spawn here. A lovely map. Can I just say this is the perfect map for a fun game. We got a lovely central river that divides the players. We've got them equally split across the continents. 4 players on one side, 4 players on the other. Let's take a look at who we've got. Spawning in the south of the map, in the color pink, playing as the Mongols, representing Team M8. It's Marine Lord. To his south, in the color red, playing as the Golden Horde. It's Baltoon. And to his east, in the color blue, playing as the Abbasids. Wham 01. And in the north, on their island, all isolated. I say isolated, but it's like isolated. I mean, he does have a neighbor. We'll say that right now, but it's across the river and it's down across this crossing, so he's got space. Playing as the Ayyubids. In the color yellow, it's Beasty, the returning Octagon champion. On the right island, in the color purple, playing as the Chinese, it's Vortex. Down to his south, in the color orange, playing as the Sengoku Daimyo, CSO. Right next to him, playing as cyan, light blue, teal, it's Lucifron 7 on the English. And finally, our current point leader, favorite for the tournament, playing as the Delhi Sultanate of all civilizations, ladies and gentlemen, in the color green, representing TRUL, truly a new clan, Corvinus 1. I don't actually know what TURL is, so if somebody does know, please write it in the chat and I'll make sure to correct myself. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We are here. We have made it to the semi-finals. There's no Knights Templar as well that I need to be worried about, so we're not going to have to worry about turning off the UI for this game. Let's talk about potential favorites after we take a look at the scoreboard. Now, keep in mind, this is semi-final game 2. So that means that there's one that's already been played. If you don't want to get spoiled for it, then make sure you go back and watch that right now, folks, over on YouTube, because I'm talking to you. You get spoiled for it. Here it comes. Watch out. Watch. I sound like my son. Watch out. It's coming. It's going to get you. All right, here it comes. All right, this is the scoreboard at the moment. At the end of game 9, moving into game 10 for these players. You can see Lucifron 7 has managed to do very well in the last game, but there's some players we need to keep an eye on. Players like CSO towards that bottom side. He needs to score points here. Marine Lord outside the top 8 as well needs to score points. Baltoon, Vortex also outside the top 8. Need to get a big game in here, but don't count them out. The other thing to remember is Beasty. He is on the verge, even though he's 5th, he's on the verge of being kicked out. Not because he's low on points, but because everybody else is so close on points. There is a risk if he doesn't perform here today that he may potentially get knocked out. So he needs to lift right now. And remember that in the event that you make it through to the top 8, everything is forgiven. You're returned back to 0 points. Everybody goes through to the grand finals with 0 points, and it means there's a clean slate. We've got 5 games for them to play, so it means there are endless opportunities for success, for creativity. Let's get into it and talk about our favorites. Let's get into it and talk about our potential first eliminations. So I think with regard to first elimination, it's hard to go past somebody like Baltoon. This is an awkward spot for him, caught between a rock and a hard place. But in saying that, I'm almost also tempted to say potentially CSO. And I know that seems a bit weird. Why would you say CSO over Lucifron? Well, the reason why I'd say CSO over Lucifron is because Lucifron is fishing. He's only got a couple of fishing boats out, but it makes a difference. And especially if Beasty just leaves him and allows him to fish, because you got to remember, right? You don't. If the moment you come out here as Beasty and you create a DAO, what's going to happen? Now all of a sudden Lucifron's going to create a Hulk. And then you have to get, it's an arms race. And now you get stuck into this whole situation where you're making vessels and they're making vessels and you just want to avoid it. You don't want that. That's annoying. You just want to focus. You want to, tech or eco. That's what you want to be doing. So you want to avoid that at all costs. And because of that, I think there's a bit of an advantage here. On top of that, he's also playing the English, a notoriously strong feudal age civilization with close proximity to the Sengoku Daimyo. So I'm going to put it out there right now. I think we're going to see a council hall from Lucifron, and I think he's going to try and eliminate CSO in the early stages of the game. Try and pick up a first blood here. Try and, at the very least, just grab first blood and look to grab the first kill, and that's pretty much it. He'll be happy with that. And then from there, Corvinus 1's probably going to clean him up. Corvinus 1 playing the Delhi Sultanate a little bit further away from these sacred sites than he'd like to be. How are we doing on relic count as well? Sacred site, I can see 4. Okay, we've got all 4 of them. Relic count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that's all of them. And they're all very central. Now, we don't have a Holy Roman Empire or an Order of the Dragon player today. But we do have Ayyubids. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think Beasty is going to have an absolute field day picking up the relics. Who's going to be first eliminated? We're going down with our prediction here. CSO is for the first eliminated. And the winner today... Normally I would be a big fan of Corvinus 1, especially considering his isolation, but he's playing the Delhi Sultanate. So I'm going to go with our Ayyubid player, Beasty. Not only does he have isolation, he's got a good civilization, and he's a very strong player. I'm going to go with Beasty. I think that's our safest bet. Let's take a look and see at how these age-ups are doing, though. CSO has aged up. It's the Coca Township down towards the south side. We start to see the Yadai beginning to move out. It's going to be the Council Hall, but look, he's hiding the Council Hall. I love this. Oh, this is so smart. He's not showing to his nearest neighbor that, hey, I'm making a council hall. He's hiding it intentionally. This is kind of smart. Or either he's going towards Corvinus 1. That could be the other option. Maybe he's just building it on the gold. There's also that as a possibility. His villages are up here, so he's just building it here. There's also that. We could try and read this in. I'm almost like an English teacher. What do you think he meant by putting the council hall in this position? Meanwhile, it's literally that his villas were in this spot. It's like, no. Oh, gosh. You remember that one English teacher that you had in school? I do. Dude, I had a teacher in high school. She was my English teacher. Let me tell you, I will never forget her. She was great. Anyone who went to school with me knows exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, she was great. We liked looking at her. We got ourselves some age-ups coming through. Song Dynasty, Barbican of the Sun. How hot was she? She was a 10 out of 10. She was a 10 out of 10. But she was a bitch, man. But, name an English teacher that isn't a bitch. I'll say that right now. That is something they can't escape. Anyway, we got the age-up starting to come through. Culture Wing on the side of Wham. Probably going to look to follow it up with the Military Wing here. Down on the south side, we got the Khan. No, we don't have the Khan and Torgoods. We got building carts coming through for Baltoon. Baltoon, what are you thinking about? Oh, what are you thinking about right there? Deerstone's coming in, providing that little early YAM network access. You can see a bit of difficulty with the gold proximity here. Up towards that north side, Beasty going up with the Culture Wing. I wonder if he moves into Economic Wing of Industry. Let's take a look and see, because his age-up's about to come through. Meanwhile, over towards that east side, Corvinus 1 aging up with the House of Learning. I love the position on these landmarks, by the way. You can really see his expertise when it comes to FFA. He just knows how to play. Council Hall has been thrown down. Rax has also been tied in here. Lucifron starting to stack up what appears to be enough gold and enough food for a potential castle age. In fact, a lot of villagers on gold here. So a bit of a curious play style that we're coming out and seeing out of the blocks here. But nonetheless, we'll continue paying attention. Let's check in with the age up for Beasty. He's going into economic wing growth, so not 100% playing into this industry style. He's going to look to pick up relics in the castle age, but where does he go from there? Often we see these players potentially look to impact their neighbors quite early on. He could look to potentially go into 2 TCs, 3 TCs maybe. We'll have to see what he does. Meanwhile, towards the south, no movement yet down here for our Golden Horde player. Castle age, it's going to be the first one. Corvinus 1 is through. Have a look towards the middle of the map and see how those scholars are doing. Are these the earliest scholars that he's got? These are the earliest scholars that he's got. He spots them all and says, "Oh, I'm in a good spot here." But one thing he doesn't see is that while these two are close to each other, there's a river that separates them. He does not see that river. Marine Lord now also aging up, beginning to move that step out up towards his gold vein. A lot of vills up here, drops the prayer tent immediately. Keep in mind, no Uvu nearby down here for him, so he's not going to get that double in. Market gets thrown out as well. Beasty, the age up on the way, not long to go. He's starting to move out with the dervish here in towards the middle of the map. CSO now reaching into the castle age. What has he gone for here? Let's take a look and see if we can find those landmarks. It's the Sake Brewery, and he's put it down by the looks of it within the influence. So we're going to say, yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. You can see here that the Matsuri aura does decay over time, or does drop off over time, but that is perfect pixel placement right there. Hits all 5 villages. Very well done. Now, let's keep an eye out on our players. Lucifron isn't actually stacking up gold. He's got 4 vills on gold, but he is spending it. Are they aware of what he's doing? Where is this gold going? Is it going into eco upgrades? Yeah, he's picked up double broadaxe. No specialized pick. He's got the wheelbarrow coming out, and survival techniques, of course, has arrived for him. So I want to see from CSO's position, what does he know? We don't know how much information he's got, but he's beginning to move over towards this angle. So he's definitely looking to get aggressive. It's going to be a hard game here for Lucifron in the pocket. Wham now aging up as well. Going for military wing. No real surprises there. Meanwhile, the Khan and the Torgoods not being the choice. Instead, moving into the building carts. And I feel like Baltoon is very much playing like the thorn in the side strategy, where he just goes mass spears in the base and just hopes that he survives. That's essentially it. It's very much not a game plan, but it's a survival strategy, and it could work. Over towards that east side, we potentially see our first clash. Number of units beginning to build up here. Relics slowly being picked up as well. Beasty with a couple of Desert Raiders now out. He'll be looking for Imperial aid shortly. You can see it. They are definitely realizing that this is the strategy. The Ayyubid fast imp, and Beasty's got perfect isolation. He wants to go into the military wing here specifically. He wants to move into this bad boy. Allows 7 Desert Raiders every 2 minutes. It is a huge amount of resources when you think about it. And now up towards the north, it looks like... Oh no. Looks like we've got our 2-point leaders towards the north, beginning to attack each other, or at least at the very least beginning to fight. Corvinus 1's attempting to throw down the keep, not going to be successful. Battering rams at the back, not yet thrown down, but inevitably going to get chucked in. Let's see, where's that blacksmith? Is there a blacksmith down here? There's the blacksmith. No siege engineering just yet. He's moving into +1 first. He's coming underneath the town center. He wants to prevent that keep from coming up. Back towards the south, we'll double check in and make sure we're not missing anything. I want to be sure that we're not missing anything here. Vill count starting to go down. Corvinus 1 down to 30 Vills. Vill's now on the front. Big wall attempt for Corvinus 1 as he tries to keep himself in the game. He's not going to even snipe out this scholar. He needs to allow this to be exhausted. And we can see the king's on the back. The king is on the back. I don't know whether or not he realizes the king's on the back. The king's on the back! Corvinus 1! Oh, he misses the volley! He missed the volley! He could have got the snipe right there! Lucifron 7 misclicked. He could have got the snipe right there. The king was trying to get across to the keep. He gets it back in the TC. You are playing with fire, Corvinus 1. You almost just got taken out of this semi-final game. Holy moly. He was baiting him there. There's a part of me that thinks he was giving him the bait. He was like, hey, come on. You don't hit the king instead of a villager for me, please. He's just lucky he didn't stick it. If he stuck that, it would have been all over Red Rover. We got scouts calling each other out here. Desert Raiders beginning to move. And Vortex building up. He's got that one TC. Oh my god! Vortex! You know, they often talk about the castle on the hill, but they don't talk about the Great Wall on the river. The Great Wall is looking amazing. Look at this gatehouse. Oh, baby. Oh, he's getting ripped apart. Lucifron 7. He's committed north when he probably should have committed south. Shinobi out here as well. You can see them bringing out their ice skates. And down towards the south side, we got spear on spear action. Batu Khan comes in, gets a nice little boost. Now we got the Imperial Age for Beasty. Immediately gets those 7 Desert Raiders inside the base of CS, or rather of Lucifron 7. CSO is here. And now the Imperial Age coming through for Corvinus. Dude, everyone is fast Imperialing. Look at this. We've got 1, 2. It's not even 15 minutes yet, bro. And we've got ourselves fast Imperials from 3 players. This is ridiculous. This is insanity. Where's Marine Lord? Are you going Kaganate Palace, brother? He is going. He's already aged up. He's already aged up. There's 4 of them in Imperial. The fast Imperial meta has arrived. Wow, this is incredible to see. We've got half the lobby going fast Imperial at the 16-minute mark in the game. And look at this. They're all taking advantage of buildings or age ups that allow them to leverage, with the exception of the Chinese, a military. Right? You've got the military wing from Beasty that's going to be providing military units. You've got the Kaganate Palace down here. By the way, we've got to check in over on this side. We've got the Kaganate Palace that's providing armies from the different dominions of the Mongols. We've also got the Palace of the Sultan, which is providing these tower elite Sultan elephants. Some combination of those words together. And then the final one's obviously the Great Wall Gatehouse, which doesn't really provide much to your army, but definitely provides quite a bit of defense. We can say that for sure. My lord, I can't believe this. We are witnessing something great in this game as all the players attempt fast Imperials. And you can now see towards the south side, Lucifron, no army to his name, 14 villages to his name. We thought it was going to be CSO that would be taken out, but it turns out CSO was the taker of out today. And Lucifron 7 is going to be eliminated. I'm kind of curious why he went north instead of going south, but maybe he just wasn't feeling the vibes going south. Maybe he just suspected the Sengoku Daimyo would be putting up too much pressure, too much of a clash, and now that king going to come out. He's doing a little bit of a run around, anything he can to stay alive a bit longer. But remember, is it not the last landmark? It might not be the last landmark. Oh, we got movement. Beasty coming across. Not able to make it in time, Beasty, but nice try, my friend. And that's +1 going over to CSO. That lifts him up a little bit. King now coming out over on the Barbican, where it's currently held. Beasty is out on the map here. And he's looking to get aggressive. He's got a lot of units. Trebuchets starting to work down the Great Wall Gatehouse slowly but steadily here. Keep in mind, Beasty's only got those 2 landmarks. And down towards the south, we've got the battering ram starting to come out as Wham faces off against Baltu. And keep in mind, Wham's had access to the water. He's had access to fishing, so you'd expect he would be able to take this fight relatively easily. And Marine Lord continues to build up here to the north of both of these players. Don't be surprised if he begins to swoop in and take these kills a little bit closer on, or a little bit further on in this game. Gosh, tell you what, I'm having a bit of a brain fart. Give me a sec. I gotta finish off my tea here. Drink of the day. It is tea. We're not going with Red Bull just because we're a little bit sick still. I don't know if sick is the right word. My voice box is not working. I feel like, I don't know. I think I may have damaged my vocal cords. So anyway, we'll worry about that when we have to speak. There's got to be some sort of specialist related to vocal cords, right? Maybe I should go speak to them. Anyway, the numbers down towards the south side. Give me a sec. Let me drink this tea. That is a good tea. That is a good tea. Okay. We're going to keep an eye out on Beasty. Beasty's obviously going to be keeping an eye out on the lobby. In fact, let's ride on board with Beasty, just so that we can see what he sees whenever the king gets utilized. Because, remember, he's going to be watching out with that king. He needs to see exactly what's going on here because he is mobile in this game. He wants to have this mobility. So he's going to be looking for any potential kills, any potential victims where their town center is actively being sieged down. He's going to want to try and intercept that. Now we can see some movement from the king coming out here for Vortex, moving it across towards that town center. He knows that the Barbican is under threat, so naturally Beasty is going to force that king away. A little bit of a drop. That's a Fire Lance drop. That's a elite Fire Lance drop. Oh, the transport ship. He manages to get them back in time. Oh, we almost lost 16 of the best and brightest of the Chinese dynasty. Of course, today they live, they remain. But Beasty, may I interest you in some stone walls, sir? And a keep, potentially. And maybe a wall around your House of Wisdom, at the very least. This is going to be a thorn in your side until you rid it of the lobby. I will say that right now. Oh, we got ourselves a little bit of a river jewel right now. It is happening. I love this. I love this. And I love the fact that this is so far away, this crossing. It really prevents them from getting army across easily, but also it really opens up your options. Beasty now, of course, giving up on the Great Wall Gatehouse. Keep going to be thrown in up on the north side with a lot of units. Oh, God, there's a lot of units here. Vortex, he's got 37. He's only got Fire Lancers. He's only got Fire Lancers. We need to see control coming out. What is this on my screen, by the way? It's a fishing ship? What is this fishing ship on my screen? Look at this fishing ship. Oh, is it like, it's one of these fishing... Oh, it's the fishing ship in the crossing. Look at him all the way. He's bugged out. He's gone so high up the... He's like a... Oh, we got trouble in paradise. Excuse me. Apologies. We got trouble in paradise right now, as it turns out Vortex is slowly sieging down the base. Excuse me, there's too many fights. There's too much going on. I can't. There's way too much chaos. Beasty manages to take him out. I don't even know what happened. I need to see the replay. I need to know. There's I'm speechless. Oh my lord. You look away for 1 second and you get done. Okay, to be fair, we were probably anchoring for more than a second, but Corvinus 1 staying alive in the corner, living for a little bit longer. A three-way towards the bottom. It's okay when it's in a three-way. It's not gay when it's in a three-way. Oh, Lord, look at the number of units that we've got coming out here for Marine Lord. This is all off the 1TC, by the way, and oh, no. We're not missing this one. We are not missing this one. It feels like the torch damage is quite low. That's why the torch damage is still low. He's still feudal age, bringing the vills. He wants to grab the extra points for the feudal kill. The spear's moving up towards the north side. King coming out. No, is that the... I think that might be... Is that the king? No, the king's still inside. King's going to come out on the north. He's going to pop it out for a bit of a run. The cleanup crew's coming through. No ranged units. Manages to get it into the outpost. Nice attempt here. Oh, Lord, nice attempt. Make sure we got to watch the rest of the map. He's coming down here. Oh, Beasty's coming home. Hello, friends. Hello, family. How you doing? Dude, you know what's crazy is Baltoon tried to be greedy by staying age 2 to get the extra points, and if he'd gone age 3, he'd get more torch damage and would have been able to kill it faster and probably got the kill. Well played to Baltoon, though. Honestly, smart moves. Great moves, but unfortunately, in the end... Oh my god, this is chaotic, dude. This is so chaotic. Please forgive me for missing that king kill. We're going to miss this one as well. We're going to miss one of them. King out on water. He's getting eliminated. We're not going to miss that one. Wham picks up a little bit of points, moves slightly ahead in this game. He's still castle age, so he's going to get only 1 point for the kill here. And Beasty going to try and clean up this position. He's picked up the 1 already. God, I can't believe we missed it. He's picked up the 1. He takes out Vortex from the game. And it looks like we may potentially have ourselves a very strong contender in this game. As he's cleaning up, the lobby needs to unite. He's got 1 kill. This will be his 2nd. Remember, CSO's actually doing quite well. He picked up that earlier kill on Lucifron. Decent-sized army here. But now slowly, Beasty begins working down the army, rallying in more and more units. We can see them on the way. It's a bunch of trebuchets that are here. And now Wham going to try and come through, but the king is on the floor. And Beasty takes another one. Marine Lord eliminated from the event. I think almost certainly here. I think he's outside the top 8. I think that's Marine Lord with no points in this game. I think that's Marine Lord out. And Beasty takes another 2 points. So I think that might be Beasty through to the grand finals. But I don't think he's done just yet. We're not gonna say it's over until the fat lady sings. We'll take a look at how the final points fall for these guys. Keep in mind, this is game 2 of the semi-finals. There's still 2 more that come in after this. So we definitely don't want to be making confirmation or accusations just yet. All right. How's Beasty doing? Beasty's doing well. Okay, instead of going, this is an alternative, definitely, to stonewalling yourself in. What you can do is just put down a lot of keeps. And that's definitely a smart move here for Beasty. He's going to be able to pop this bad boy in and out of the keeps as he so chooses. Has he got court architects just yet? Yes, he does, for the extra health on all of his buildings. He hasn't picked up the trade wing just yet. Always, I like to pick up this trade wing in the late game just to make sure I've got that extra bit of health on the House of Wisdom, because it'll push you up from 22,000 health. I think you go up to like 29,000 health with the trade wing. But Corvinus 1 still staying alive right now. He is singing the Bee Gees. He is doing everything he can in this corner. 55 villages and a dream. CSO's tried to take him out. He's been a bastion of defense. A man stuck in the corner. A man with all of his landmarks, I think he's got with the... No, in fact, he's missing one. Is he missing one? Is this his starting TC? That's his starting TC? Jeez, bro was really cutting it close on the edge of the map here, wasn't he? Okay, a little bit of an attempt. I don't know how well it's going to go here. Keep in mind, you are playing with the Ayyubids or against the Ayyubids, so they have got that fire armor. Look at that fire armor. Plus 11 fire armor. Might not seem like much, but when you remember torch damage is only 21, you're basically cutting that torch damage in half. It is a huge reduction. Beasty now coming back as well with all of the Desert Raiders. You can see how powerful they are, and we're really starting to see a story beginning to brew about the Ayyubids. I don't know about you guys, but the way I'm starting to feel about this civilization is you can't leave them alone. Like, if you've got somebody who knows what they're doing with the civilization, knows about the fast Imperial strategy, knows, hey, you know, military wing's kind of good. What do you do? What do you do against this civ? Because it just feels so unstoppable. Mangonels work? Maybe you got to go for like a big group of siege Mangonels together with Bombards, maybe Reboldequin as well, but even then Reboldequin not going to do that well because they've got ranged attacks. So it's like, how do you play it? And Beasty now looking to wall. Oh, why is this wall coming down here? Is he gonna be, is he walling in this dock so that he can trade with it? Potentially? Is he gonna put a dock up the river and maybe do a bit of trade? What's this wall all about? Because this wall I understand, right? It's this wall that's got me confused. There's no crossing here, right? Or is this all crossing? No, it's not. This is the only shallow water. I don't know what this is about. I'm sure there's a method to the madness. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That one's an interesting one. Okay, he spots a Yatai. Takes it out. CSO, obviously aware of what's going on in this lobby. Now, keep in mind, CSO and Wham both have got 1 kill. Corvinus 1 still yet to pick up a kill. So they well and truly outnumber the Beast at this point. I don't know if you could identify him as a runaway, but you could definitely convince each other that there's a runaway in the lobby, and we can see them having a bit of a chat right now. I can see he's doing it. Are we pushing or what? There's a bit of a chat going on right now in this lobby about what they're going to do with this runaway, and I think it's definitely fair to call him a runaway. Interestingly, sitting at 230 pop at the moment. How many houses has he got? He's only got 22 houses, and that's part of the reason why he's only... okay, now he's adding in those additional houses. So he's already filled out that extra pop. He should technically be able to go up to 300 at the moment. We'll check in with CSO and see how he's doing. Actually, no, let's check in with Wham. We haven't seen Wham for a while. How you doing down here? We got Abbasid versus Ayyubid, by the way, top to the bottom on this map. King sitting inside the TC. TC yet to be repaired. We've now got Zebex coming out. An interesting decision. In fact, there is a king by water here. So, look, in the event that you made 6 Zebex, I mean, Beasty's going to see it before the Zebex come. You'd have to clear out all of this, and then you could potentially do it. Okay, Beasty now achieving Golden Age Tier 4. Let's ride on board with Corvinus 1. Let's see what he sees. Oh, he's a little bit... doesn't have a whole lot of information out here. There's a couple of Vils out and about. Vil count's still quite low here for him. He's just really focused on building up these elephants. Aware of the river. Sees his nearest neighbor, CSO. And now Beasty begins making movements over here. Checking in with CSO. The chat continues. Never mind, CSO pushing me. CSO says no. Corvinus says yes. CSO saying, you steal my gold. Corvinus 1 saying, sorry, I didn't see. And now Beasty taking advantage of this, recognizing that, hey, there could be a little bit of a tussle over here. Let's go help them out. It's a big army. Beasty probably wants to avoid fighting armies unless he thinks he can really demolish them. And that's obviously got to be the case here. He moves all of these units up into melee so that he can clean it up even faster. The chat begins. Beasty on me, says Corvinus 1 right now. The rest of the lobby becomes aware that the Beast has made a move to the east. We start to see movement from Wham towards the north. His army, small, yet formidable, I'm sure. Stonewall starting to come up in the north. This will buy him a little bit of time. But keep in mind, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a keep thrown up, maybe a transport ship as well, just so that he can potentially move away from this island if he needs to. There's the transport ship, exactly as we predicted. He knows what he's doing. This guy is an absolute ace when it comes to FFAs. He is qualified. He's got a bit of pedigree, you could say. He may have won an event in the past. He may be a former champion of Outback Octagon. It's part of the reason why we were always paying attention. We want to see what he's up to. Let's ride on board. Oh, was that Hui Hui Pows that I just saw? Where did I see the Hui Hui Pow? Was it over here? Who could have a Hui Hui Pow right now? Nobody can have a Hui Hui Pow right now. So it definitely wasn't Hui Hui Pows that I saw, but you can see we've got CSO recognizing that, hey, Beasty may have done a little bit of damage. Beasty pops the ability. He sees the keep. It's taking a bit of damage. It's firing off as well. He knows that there could be units in here. He gets confirmation. No siege in this position. He hears the whoomp whoomp in the distance as the bombards continue to tee off. 2 bombards on the back. Beasty towards the north. Triple treb. Oh, it's the alien technology trebuchet. Disclosure Day. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you guys seen Disclosure Day? There's a teaser for it that just got released. Spielberg's new movie going to be released in 2027. Make sure you check it out. The teaser for Disclosure Day. It's happening. We're getting close to it. I can feel it coming. It's just around the corner, guys. I've been saying that for 7 years now. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. He's moving in. Up towards that top side. Beastie going for another angle. Now, where is Wham 01? Wham 01's chilling. Wham 01 probably... I'm not going to say necessarily fumbling, though that is a very large stone wall. But there's an opportunity right now to attach Beastie. And now towards that top side. Trebs have broken through. He's got another avenue to attack. It's a little bit longer, but you can see the amount of bills that are out here today looking to repair. Corvinus 1 naturally loves to be this thorn in the side of anybody who potentially faces him, and Beastie looking to run down. CSO knows how important it is. The king, he's on the loose, but Beastie says, how you doing? Corvinus 1, unable to realize, doesn't want to load to the front, and Beastie says, thanks for the memories. Even though they weren't so great, he takes the kill and gives himself another +1, up to 350 pop now. CSO and Wham, no choice but to work together to take out the beast, or will we potentially see them turn upon each other like he has done before? Let's see what the chat reveals. You know, Beastie is great at doing this, and he's kept silent for the last couple of minutes. I want to see whether or not he does it. It's a classic. You know, words to the effect of, I'm pretty big, guys. You should probably just kill each other. Oh, my lord. I tell you what, that's one of the greatest moments in Octagon history. I'm going to say it right now. The fact that he was able to turn players against each other when they absolutely had an opportunity to win a game against him. Oh, man. And it's just one of those things, right, where CSO thought that he was being cheeky, he was being sneaky, came over and attacked Corvinus 1. The Beastie can hear the bombards thumping. And naturally, he makes an appearance. He's been doing it since the beginning of the game. You remember back towards this position when Lucifron was dying, we saw the army for Beastie coming around the tree line. Wasn't able to get there in time, but he was aware. He was thinking. He was constantly looking for it. And now, he just continues to reiterate that. You can see, what do we got in the chat? Wrong. How I get ML? Beastie did. Wham lying. Not you. There you go. We know who got ML. Do you guys remember who got ML? Remember? Yeah, it was Beastie. Beastie got ML. You gotta love the deception. That's exactly how FFA is played. And now we see the outpost towards the north. Beastie moving across towards greener pastures. How do they look to play this out? Because remember that while technically you've got 2 different angles that you can run in towards Beastie from Wham's position, from CSO's position, they do have to cross this river. At least CSO has to cross this river, which means you've got a potential conflict with any Zebeks that are maybe coming out. So something that you need to be aware of. You also need to be thinking about the fact that maybe your enemy comes in and tries to snipe you from here. CSO could go for a little bit of a backdoor. So I'd love to see, at the very least, you know, a keep thrown down somewhere here with some stone walls just to keep that king safe. But don't be surprised if 16 Trebs take out your House of Wisdom as well. We've seen it before. We may see it today. Where is your knights going? Wrong way. No, I need that tower. No, you don't. Yes, I do. So that's absolutely a massive problem. So Wham 100% needs this tower. Wham needs line of sight over on this side. He needs to make sure that he's not going to get backstabbed, because the risk of CSO getting backstabbed is very low. He's got quite a bit of space over on this continent. We can see that king now. Where's that king moving to? The king is moving to safety. So he is, oh my lord. Oh, have a look at this. What a beautiful little spot that CSO's managed to find back here. The last landmark together with a couple of outposts just to hold it down. And he's got multiple outposts in here, so there's no threat of Joan of Arc doing her things. Not that there's a Joan of Arc in this game, but you know what we're thinking. Back over towards the west side. The army holds out for the moment. Let's check in with the kings, get a bit of an idea on where we're at. Inside the keep, inside the TC. And now moving back towards the outpost, looking to keep himself safe. It's a beautiful little nook that he's got back here. 35 minutes into the game. And Beasty spots out this king and sees its final resting location. He knows that it's in this area. It's going to be hard for him to break through it. But look at the amount of bombards that we've got coming out from CSO. I love seeing this many bombards. And keep in mind that he's up. CSO is up against two play. Oh, actually, CSO is in a really good spot. He is one transport ship away from victory. I'm going to say it right now. He can... You know what I'd be doing? I'd be going like transport ship and Zebex up the river. Clear out all the line of sight so Beasty's got no idea what's coming. Because he should be able to get good coverage across here with Zebex and bombards. And then the transport ship straight here. Look at the landmarks. They're right next to each other. The River of Death. I'm calling it right now. This could be the River of Death. Both of the Abbasid and Ayyubid players have got the only two of their landmarks next to the river. If CSO's a thinker, and I know he is, he can absolutely finish this game right here. Big army from Beasty. Oh, you know, there's a part of me that likes the way that CSO could do this, but then there's a part of me that looks at this army and goes, holy shit. That's a lot of units. That is a lot of units. Beasty's looking angry. Communication between them. Beasty saying, I'll delete your army. Wham, not attacking me. He's trying to convince him. He's trying to convince CSO, trying to turn CSO against Wham. He's trying to... You gotta love it. Oh, man. A lot of production now starting to come out towards this front position. Wham down to 185 military, or rather 185 population. It's a struggle for him as he continues to push north. Big stone walls coming out for him. I feel like the biggest avenue for attack, though, is barely even protected. We've got trade caravans coming out. He's gone into the trade wing, so there's the trade caravans that have spawned. 6 trade caravans, so where does he look to potentially trade? We'll have to wait and see. There's the army. There's the army. Now beginning to make its way north. Stone walls will be intercepting these units shortly, but the bombards move over on the east side. Villagers here as well. We've got Atakabune, I think is the correct pronunciation here. 9 tiles of range. Not a lot of health on these bad boys as well. Keep that in mind. Firing off. I don't think I've ever actually seen the Atakabune in combat before. Beasty deletes the fishing boat. Says, you know what? Good luck. Bombards are going to come up. They're going to one-shot the wall here. Allow these units through. Or at the very least they should. There we go. Wall's been one-shotted. Culverin fire off at the Atakabune and take it out in a single shot. Now it looks like he's in a bit of a hard position here. CSO gonna get cornered inevitably as the army of Beasty returns. Some infantry now getting mixed in by Beasty. Transport ship running up the river. He might be able to evac out 16 units, but even then I don't like the chance. That's a massive army. That is a freaking huge army, dude. 138 of the best and brightest desert raiders just cleaning up any unit they can find this side of the wall. Culverin now teeing off as well. Atakabune numbers starting to look a little bit healthier. I don't... So, how does this unit work? So it's got a rocket that it fires? Is it doing AoE as well? It looks like it's doing a little bit of AoE. Decent range right there. Decent range. And now the chat between them. I'm too far behind as well. Not even university upgrades. Beastie saying, I saw your vills. He's talking about these villages that are moving up towards the north over here. He knows they're in this area. The outpost spots them out. Shuts him down. I suspect there may have been like a dock coming up or something like that, and he's stopped it potentially. More vills moving over to... Oh my god, look at this. Picks up the vills with 2 camel lancers. Might be the only 2 camel lancers we've seen this game. And now, the mammoth army of the beast continues. Kings get spotted out. Finally, a little bit more security from Wham, but keep in mind those landmarks right next to each other. The consequence of spawning next to a player so close is that you feel like you have to keep your landmarks away from them. And that naturally means keeping them together. Big walls starting to come up as well. Take a look at this. CSO really looking for a bit of security as we begin approaching the late game. 40 minutes into this game. Beasty's found a bit of isolation towards the south. Let's see whether or not CSO is able to get confirmation on the position of the army. Some question marks coming in right now. He's 400 pop. Beasty saying, what? What? No? CSO saying crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. He's not quite 400, but I'll say right now they're on the money. And I think you can see that from the army size, just how big this is. Beasty gonna try and finish this game off right here, right now. And honestly, if he can take Wham out, it's exactly what he needs to do. I think CSO needs to go for a snipe. And now down towards that south side. The number of infantry here is not going to be enough. It's not going to be significant because it's getting blocked in completely. Beasty's got the culverin in the back, going to work down all these production buildings. And single sacred site in the middle held by Beasty. There's no real prospect of a sacred site victory today, that is for sure. And more units rallying in for him from the north. But unfortunately, they just get picked up by all of these camels. There's so many camels, so many desert raiders. It is ridiculous. Okay, we've got another attempt by CSO. Good luck, CSO. Godspeed, CSO. I think the best thing that you could do right here is come up towards this position. Like, you can take out these keeps. You can take out the town center. Transport here. Try for the kill. But even then, Beasty's building up an army back towards the base. Meanwhile, towards the south, camel number continues to rise. He's going to go straight for the king. Beasty should just be able to defend with the reinforcements back at home. Worst case scenario, he deletes a couple of vills and immediately prints out a whole bunch of units. Demo ships get taken out, bombards across the side here. Needs to bring the Ayyubids up to help defend. I think that's the way that you want to play this. But the trouble is the Ayyubids will die. Am I saying that correctly? Ayyubids? Yeah, Ayyubids. They will die to the culverin. So the culverin have got a much longer range. So even if you've got them in here, they'll still get farmed up by the culverin. Culverin now picking off the bombards on the other side. Some Daganashima Ashigaru down here as well. And meanwhile, towards the south, Beasty simultaneously defending and attacking with an army that is absolutely mammoth. Culverin doing God's work here along the shoreline, keeping Beasty safe for the moment. There's a part of me that thinks maybe the best route was like a scout attack. Maybe if you've got a whole bunch of scouts working together, you can torch this down. But remember that you've got that fire armor to consider as well. There's only 5 fire armor on the House of Wisdom. TC's only got 5 as well. And apologies, down towards the south side. The push is starting to come to shove. The keep about to be broken. As the stone wall falls, more units coming in from Wham. But it's not going to be enough. And now he's exposed. Vill's going to get taken out by the camels. And up towards the north, Beasty shuts down the attack once again and slowly strangles them out one by one. The Pythons slithering his way to victory, whispering into the ears of his opponents. Beasty takes another one. Now it's 400. And CSO's got a mountain to climb. Let's see whether or not he's brought a Sherpa along with him. A lot of Ayyubids in here. The trouble that they've got, these culverin, you can see them dancing. They've only got one target and they just pick them off so easily. The river of death is absolutely coming to fruition here. The truth is, there's only one player alive in this lobby. And it's Beasty. He's looking incredible in this game. You know, we called it out from the beginning. What's interesting here is that we actually called out CSO as the first player eliminated from this game. And yet he remains in the final 2. So while we may have correctly identified, hey, Beasty's in a good spot, we didn't identify how well CSO would play this game out. And in the end, the numbers, oh my lord, the numbers for Beasty. So how does Beasty go about winning this game? Well, he's got a number of different ways. He can just kill the enemy. He can kill the king. He can kill all the units. He can kill all the landmarks. He probably can't take the sacred sites. I mean, you could probably take the sacred sites. Whether or not you're going to be able to hold the sacred sites against an opponent that's got so much surface area against them. Is that a single villager building an entire 8v8's walls? It's not. It's not. It's not. That was a part of me that was worried. But he is building a very large wall. We'll say that right now. Bombard numbers building once again. I still feel like the best bet over here is the transport ship. Bombard / Trebs into killing these. Transport ship across. But it looks like CSO's not going to make the realization. Instead, just going to face the army dead on. And this isn't even half of it. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's so big. Oh, it's so big. Wow. Wow, there's so many desert raiders. It's kind of crazy just how good this unit is. The fact that you can just make infinite amounts of them and you don't get diminishing returns on it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Beasty taking the game here in this second semi-final and guaranteeing that he is making the grand finals. He says, I am not getting eliminated from this game. He was on the edge. Only because the only reason I say that is just because it was so close that some other player may come up and kick him out of that position, but he played it pixel perfect in this game. Well played to him, and in the end, just does very well. Shout out to CSO for managing to make it through the early game. It looked like he was in a tough spot. You know, normally spawning that close to Lucifron is a death sentence, and yet he lived through it on the Sengoku Daimyo and made it all the way. Let's take a look at our scoreboard. I'm going to get confirmation first from our admins that we're good to go. Okay, I've got confirmation already that the leaderboard should be good to go. Let's take a look and see where they are on this scoreboard. Corvinus 1, 28 points. Beasty, 27 points. Lucifron, 25 points. So at the very least, we can say right now that there's a good chance those guys are all going through because there's 2 games remain in the semifinals. The players that haven't played, so Kiljadi, Donati, Core, Averley, together with Sass, Nubadan, Demu, and Puppypaw. They're about to begin playing right now. And, well, some of them are in the top 8 still, so they'll work their hardest to try and make it up there. But the players that we see with 10 games below the top 8, that is it for them. So we do say goodbye right now to Vortex, to Baltoon, to CSO, and to Marine Lord. These players have now been eliminated from the event, and it's hard to see them go. We've got some very strong players in here. Players that you expect to make the top 8 that just, you know, I will say right now, Marine Lord didn't have a lot of good spawns. A lot of the games he was on a contested spawn, surrounded, that sort of thing. So that's just how the cookie crumbles. Anyway, we leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this second semi-final of Outback Octagon number 4, and we'll catch you in the next one.